Hey everyone, welcome to back to the channel. This is Machinery Time with Mark. I am Mark. I thought I'd take you outside today. Beautiful day. Finally got some cooler weather, which is wonderful. We've had 90s, high humidity, and a lot of rain. So with that, I thought I'd bring you outside. Today's topic is going to be Moline Wagon Company, obviously Moline. Moline Wagon Company was never affiliated with Moline Plow, two separate companies. That Moline Plow was not even part of John Deere. It was actually a competitor. So that's what it's going to be about. Sorry I didn't make one last Sunday. I had planned to go to a tractor show, and I assumed it was rained out, but apparently it was not. So my mistake. We got a lot more rain here than what they got at the show. So, kind of out here today. I thought I'd show you my dad's memorial plow garden. My wife and I came up with that. That's my dad's old two-way plow, experimental two-way plow. He had that forever, back as far back as I can remember. So, thought I'd just kind of show it off there and build a little garden for him. So with that, sorry, a little shaky. With that, let's get it going. We'll talk to you at the end. Bye-bye. In 1854, Mr. James First opened this blacksmith shop in Moline. 15 years later, he was still in this building. Production by this time was at maximum capacity for the shop. They were producing over 100 wagons a year. A local businessman, Morris Rosenfeld, noticed the amount of wagons being produced out of this small shop. So he went to talk to Mr. First, and they became partners. Once they became partners, Mr. Rosenfeld did not feel they had enough capital to do Mr. First's dreams of expanding all over the United States. So Mr. Rosenfeld brought in another partner, Charles Benger, and with that, they had the capital they needed to market the wagons all over the U.S. Almost immediately, they were able to build a new building and hire an additional 50 men. Business was really growing for the small company, and in 1893, they partnered with Deere & Company to sell their wagons. Deere was in need of wagons, and this was a way to get them. This was a smart move for Deere and Moline Wagon. Deere got the quality wagons they desperately needed, and they didn't need to start from scratch and build their own factory. And for Moline Wagon, they got the distribution all over the U.S. Well, now with Deere on board, marketing their wagons, selling them all over the United States, they were really doing well and really needed to grow. So they started building a bigger building in Moline along the river. Here's a short video of what I took of where the factory used to be and what's there today. Okay, here we go. There's Williams White, which I'm going to show you on the map, which is directly across from Moline Wagon. Now, over here is where it would have been, and now that is Deere cylinder. This part it's called seating and cylinder, but mostly this building is, I believe, a cylinder. So this is where it was. Lots changed over the years. Now there is seating, which seating is where the Wheelie factory used to be. And we'll talk about that. We're talking about the Wheelies. So here it was, right here. Many years ago, across from Williams White. Here's a cool little advertising piece they did back in the time, showing that their wagons were strong enough to hold an elephant. A lot of advertising was done like that back in the day. So kind of a cute piece. I suppose it depends on the size of the elephant, but that's a pretty big one. Here's another cool piece they did. They built this huge wagon. I believe it was about 16 feet tall. I think the wheels were 9 foot tall. I've got the measurements coming up right here, and you can see that. That was marketed to state fairs and other world fairs and things they had back in the day. I was told or read that the wagon was actually brought back to the factory and put up on cement pillars and used as a sign for a long time. I couldn't find any pictures of that, but eventually it did decay and they tore it apart and took it down, is what I have read. Here's kind of a picture I marked on an old map of Moline, kind of showing where things were compared to where Deere was. A lot of growth in those companies. You know, everybody was right next door to each other. It's kind of surprising Moline Wagon was down as far as they were. It's funny, Moline Plow was actually next door, almost sharing a wall with Deere at the time, up until Minneapolis Moline days. They shared a wall with each other. So it's kind of crazy. But there was furniture companies, there was textile, there was obviously lumber mills. Everything was stuck in that little area right in there. So quite a busy area. So let's keep going here. By 1871, the company was growing so fast, they just could not keep up with Deere jumping in and helping them out, distributing their products. So they became a stock company, and that really gave them the capital to grow, to become the company they really wanted to be. They ended up building a huge factory, as you can see in the picture, and it was the most modern factory in the area, and it was good. It was ahead of its time on safety, employee safety. And Moline Wagon now was the largest manufacturer of wagons in the United States, and that says a lot because back in those times, a lot of people were building wagons back in that day. So that says a lot for Moline Wagon and their quality. Well, by 1910, Mr. Benson and Mr. Rosenfield were ready to retire. Mr. First had already left the company, and he still had plenty of stock in the company, so he was doing well on his retirement for the company that he started. So the rumor was getting around Moline that Moline Wagon was wanting to sell. So Moline Plow came knocking at the door and made them an offer. And Mr. Rosenquist thought, you know what, let's check with Deere. Let's give Deere a chance. So they went over and talked to Deere, and Deere was very interested. And in 1912, July 16th, actually, 1912, Deere purchased Moline Wagon for $1,500,000. With inflation, I figured on the computer here, that is about today's money, that'd be about $49 million. So either way, that's a lot of money. But in the long run, it probably was a bargain for Deere if they would have had to start from scratch. And then having Moline Plow have those quality wagons and all that taken away from Deere probably would have hurt a lot more in the pocketbook in the very end. But a little bit before that, Deere was looking into the wagon business because in 1906, Deere had purchased Fort Smith Wagon Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. With the purchase, Deere came with thousands of acres of Arkansas timber, which was very high quality. And after that, as I've been showing you the brochure and some pictures here, they purchased Davenport Wagon Company, which was pretty much a steel wagon company, not so much wood. And they were just across the river in Davenport. And their wagons had early on ball bearings, which was very unique. Deere purchased many other wagon companies over the years. One Mitchell Wagon in Kenosha, Wisconsin. But eventually everything was moved, all the production, everything from the other factories were moved to Moline. So they started the John Deere Wagon Company, and that was based in Moline. They did keep Fort Smith open until 1940, still building wagons down there. There was a need for it down south. So that kind of sums it up. I did forget one thing. I was able to find... This is Morris Rosenfeld's house that he built right before he passed away. He did not really get to enjoy the house. As you can see today, it is part of a large apartment complex here in downtown Rock Island. I think it's great that they've kept the building over the years. Nice brick building, block building. That's beautiful. AT&T over there. So it's still here, which is nice. We were parked in the parking lot here, but we were asked to move, which is fine. So I'll show you around a little bit, but I can, if they'll let me. Beautiful home. Tree Apartments. Wow. So this would be where you drive up with your buggy at that time. Maybe had a car. But this is where you would pull up. It's very cool. Over here a little bit, take a look. This one here. Looks like they've added that sun. Well, maybe not. Just changed it a little bit. Wow. Beautiful building. It's so nice it's still here. All right, now off to the factory. We can find it. Well, with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Still learning how to edit. This one was a real difficult one, and trying to get more comfortable with the camera. I know this was probably a little bit boring. Didn't have a lot of pictures, unfortunately, of Moline Wagon. So yeah, hopefully in the next ones we'll have a little bit more video, a little bit more exciting topic. Just got one last thing here. Remember, when you're down, the best thing you can do in life is always let the sun shine in your heart, and the brain will follow. So with that, have a great day and a great rest of the week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.